Okay, everybody's online. We're going to start in a couple minutes. Kinda only had a snack for lunch because I'm not super hungry right now. But I knew I was going to get hungry in the middle of the stream. And Mom already called, so she's not going to be interrupting if all goes well. I think it sounds so bad. I love my mom, and y'all love my mom too. If I just base myself on the comments I get whenever Mom shows up in the Bootleg cookie, y'all really love my mom, and that's good. You should, as you should. She's precious. Yeah, expect a lot of that. I'm finishing my Pepsi, and after that I got some grape Kool-Aid waiting for me. Because I'm all about living my best life, and my best life is high in sugar. Oh, there is somebody on Twitch. I'm gonna enable my chat. Enable? Whatever. I'm gonna turn my chat on. So, if whoever is on Twitch decides to comment and is not a bot asking me to buy followers, I can see the comment. Twitch is online, YouTube is online, Twitter is online. Because I can stream on Twitter too. It's still called Periscope here, but the actual Periscope service has been shut down a couple months ago. They have yet to update it on Restream. But as far as I know, the pixelation issue that I used to have is gone. Now only my Restream preview freezes up and doesn't freeze up for you guys, or else you would be telling me by now. Okay, was just quickly typing a little something to one of my friends, one of my art friends, about the Real Godbout. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name with my fake English accent. Real Godbout being a quote-unquote classic comic artist. I say classic only because he started work like before I was born. So, used to draw for Crow magazine, C-R-O-C, Crow, the French word for fang. It was pretty much a humor comic magazine that I shouldn't have been reading at the age I was, to put it lightly. It's part of the reason why my sense of humor is the way it is. The other parts being François Pérusse and the Rocky Belles Oreilles group. Yeah. Very sarcastic, very sharp. No real filter. Probably why I cuss so much though, but then again, I'm from Quebec and cussing is half our language. The other half is Anglicisms. Ah, there we go. It is now 1 o'clock. I'm just going to move that. Oh, I don't need this anymore. Okay, and this is also done. Whoops. Don't you love when I say whoops when I work? Yeah, I think we're good here. Just gonna toss this to the side. Get my bootleg cookie colors out. And suddenly getting this band hammer from Twitch because I'm humming somebody else's music because God forbid. I'm just going to do one last thing because my RAM is going all over the place, so I'm just going to reboot Firefox real quick and then we'll get started for real. Of course my countdown is almost over. It's time to start the stream. I'm getting all the notifications. And the gas. Oh yeah, I'm so sexy. But nothing incriminating. There we go. Well, I got something incriminating, but you can't really see it over here. It's not porn. It's just a project I'm not allowed to show you guys yet. I just like to keep the files on the side for when I have to go get back on. I'm halfway through that project. I am very pleased with myself. Very, very pleased. Now we're gonna post the rules, then we're gonna start the music, then we're gonna get this party started. Because it's important to post the rules, or else I'm going to hate myself. Well, not so much myself as whoever does not listen to the rules. I didn't have rules when I started streaming, and it was a fucking nightmare. All I need now is to be popular enough that somebody will want to admin for me. Or have an actual filter that works and keeps the frickin'... Would you like to buy some followers, bots out? Oh, I'm doing great, Paul. Thanks for asking. If I'm complaining, I'm good. We were just about to start. So on today's program is going to be the usual comic strip. Me complaining, cussing, and burping because I'm full of soda again. Because that is my life. I will probably die in my 40s. My corpse will be caramelized with the amount of Pepsi I drink. For the record, I am 38, so start worrying now. Oh, there's my script. I'm gonna put that a little higher. Oh, there's a lot of them. I was saying earlier that people seem to love my mom. Well, aren't you glad this is another mom-centric strip? There's background elements, so you know this is going to take an hour and a half. But yeah, that comic project that I'm doing right now, I finally went through half of it. So today, instead of working on that comic project while I wait for the payment, I'm going to be working on some sketch cards that I've been owing Jeff since last year. I just didn't have the time. Technically, they are Aurora Ronin sketch cards. So, yes and no. Same character, different continuity. The continuity I came up with because I'm the genius here in this whole shebang here. Just because I thought Aurora Man would look cool in a kimono, and suddenly that inspired Jeff to make an entire alternate storyline. But I don't mind. What am I gonna do? Cry and go, oh my god, copyright infringement, it's his character, he can do what he wants. What am I going to do with a variation on it of his character? I don't even have time for my own projects. So no, he wants to use that variation of his own character? Go right ahead, dude. Yeah, but Shiro, he could be making money. No, 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 no. I may have planted the idea in his head, in Jeff's head, to maybe talk to Real Godbout about having Red Ketchup, his character Red Ketchup, cameo in the books. Because I'm too much of a pussy to do it. The dude's in his 60s. Like, the way I'm feeling, it'd be like, I'd rather ask my mom to ask him. They're about the same age. I don't want to ask a grown-up anything. People be looking at me. Sharon, you are a grown-up. I know! But he's more grown-up than me. I think you guys can already see why I say Mom would be in a zombie apocalypse. Why Mom would be the first one to die. Yeah, even if Red Ketchup is definitely not a wholesome character, I would still like to be able to work on him in an official manner. Like I said, I'm too goddamn shy. Like, it's already a miracle I draw Real a birthday present every year. Like, I just drop it on his Facebook and go. Like, I won't even ask for his address, because I don't want to stalk the guy, I just want to send him the art I draw for him. And then there's the complete opposite when I have people like barely 10 years younger than me. And I'm like, baby! I'm gonna love you and hold you and pet you and call you George. And they're like, I literally have children. Yeah, but you're my children now. There we go. And suddenly it is super hot down here. Good thing I dress in layers. But I still prefer the cold over the warmth, because when it's cold you can put on as many layers as you want. When it's warm, there's only so many layers you can take off before somebody calls the cops. Whoops. Going a little crazy. What the hell? Okay, clip decided to be a little weird with the... Or maybe it's my keyboard already going to hell. My shifts are sticking, my caps lock works when it decides to. This keyboard is only a couple months old. Maybe it's all the Bluetooth signals getting confused and crossed. I don't know, I didn't study in Bluetooth. Oops. I gotta put it back on vector eraser because if I don't, it's not gonna erase right. Hey, c'est ma BD, je fais ce que je veux. What's the point of working digitally if you're not going to use the digital tools is my question. Free transform. Okay, here it doesn't really matter because I'm in the way. For those wondering how I get to this menu, it's Command T, so probably Control T if you're on PC. I'm on Mac. I like my Mac. And once again, the software is Clip Studio. Well, I haven't had a lot of good experiences with PCs. I still won't shit on them, but I will gladly shit on Adobe. I am not a fan of Photoshop. I've used Photo Deluxe, so that should date me. And I never was able to get Photoshop to actually function. Even after spending good money on a copy of Photoshop Elements 3, I'm dating myself again. And then I switched to Comic Works, both Comic Works and CG Illust, which were like the grandfather of Manga Studio / Clip Studio Paint, which I stopped using only because it was PC only, and then I switched to a Mac and I couldn't use it anymore. People were like, yeah, use Boot Camp. And I'm like, I can't be arsed. Now I got Clip Studio and I'm super happy. Like somehow, for some reason, I was able to find copies of Comic Works for cheap on eBay and stuff like that. Was almost offended because I clearly remember paying $100 for the software, and now I can find it for like $20. I can't really say it's an alternative because it's now an obsolete software that's not being updated anymore, so I wouldn't even bother, except if you're the type of software collectioner. And if you are, well, hit me up. I'm not using my copy, so... It's summer, so Mom is wearing one of her little summer dresses where she's super cute and pretty. Also, I finally decided on the subject of this month's wallpaper. It's been a design that I've been meaning to do for years and years and years. So that's going to be fun. You know when they say, what do artists do to relax? They do more art. That's probably what's gonna happen here, because as soon as I'm done with this comic, I'm definitely going to right away switch to those sketch cards that I'm working on. Because I also got some student sketch cards to do. And I got 4 or 5 students that contacted me so far, so that's nice. So once I'm done with those, with Jeff's cards, I'm gonna switch to that. But it's going to be slow again because I still gotta do the other half of that comic, and then starting tomorrow I gotta start production on the 4th episode of Super Mario Adventures. Continued with Gabe. So that we're ready for August. I did tell him that if we can keep to the schedule I had for last year's comic, we should have 4 strips ready for when we start uploading in August. Which should make our readers very happy, because the previous 3 comics had a pretty good readership. So what's probably going to happen is while I work on these, I'm going to advertise the coming of the 4th episode, which is going to be absolutely huge at 40 pages. Mom calls earlier. Did I catch you during your bootleg cookie? No. Oh, thank God. Put beer in the fridge. They leave me unsupervised in the house all day, and this is what I do. You heard me perfectly nice and clear, Paul. 4 out of 5 students contacted me. just haven't started on their stuff yet. Because like I said, I've got a backlog that I'm desperately trying to go through. Which was slowed down for like 3 million different reasons. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I really gotta ask Mom to buzz the size of my head. My hair is getting long again. Well, my opinion of long. If it takes more than half a second to touch the skin on the back of my head, it's too long. I have some strong opinions about me having long hair. And long-time readers will know why, because I made a bootleg cookie out of it. So if you want to know why, you can just go on Tapas, look up bootleg cookie, go through the archives, subscribed. You know, I'm on Tapas for 6 years and I still don't have enough money from their support program to have the minimum required to take that money out. The minimum required is $25. In 6 years, I wasn't able to raise $25. And this is why I bust my ass working on other people's projects, because that actually pays. I'm glad the weather is nice today. And yesterday, I was a little worried for yesterday because we were supposed to get rain, but we didn't. So I was able to trust the electricity not to cut. I was able to do the Colors of the Month challenge. And with that, I'm forgetting my Kool-Aid, and I desperately need to hydrate, so give me a second, guys. Nice big long tasty sip. You know, I don't even remember when I sent my my Joy-Cons to Nintendo of Canada. But I trust them to send some replacements. May not be super happy with the way Nintendo has been dealing with fan art and fan work. But I will give them that. Nintendo of Canada has great customer service. Did I give her a t-shirt in the third panel? She's wearing a pretty dress! Freaking force of habit. My mom is a pretty princess, and I will fight you on this. Heck, I will fight her on this because there's a lot of times where she thinks she's not pretty, and I'm like, have you seen yourself in the mirror? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, that's not a good mirror. Gotta love the victory racer, making my life easier. This is why this is one of the first tools I mention when people ask me for help in Clip Studio. That and the lasso fill tool. These two tools is going to save your wrist, your life, your work. Big fan. Also, for the record, Mom is not angry when I draw her face that way. This is literally her confused face. It is similar to my focused face. I look absolutely pissed off when I'm focused on something, but turns out I'm not angry, I'm just focused. Led to a lot of trouble at school because teachers thought I was pissed off at them, and then they would stop the lesson and ask me what the hell was my problem. I had no problem, I was trying to listen to the lesson. I only learned I had a murder face when I focused like years after I left school. I'm still thinking about how the fact that I use scissors right-handed is because my first grade teacher kept stealing the lefty scissors Mom kept buying because Mom understood that I was left-handed. Because apparently there are no left-handed scissors in real life. And if Narnia would have been a thing back then, I would have said, well, where the fuck is she getting them from, Narnia? The book was probably a thing, but you gotta keep in mind where I live, so there. Because that's another thing, I was not allowed to read certain books because they were too old for me. And then I would go home and read those exact same books. Well, go home, because the thing is, the example I'm referring to is Little House on the Prairie. I was a little kid, I see a book, I read it, and my aunt, my mom's oldest sister, had the whole collection of Little House on the Prairie. So I started reading them. Of course, I wasn't done by the time I got back home. I was only there on the weekends. And I didn't want to ask to borrow them. But at school, I saw that they had the whole collection. And I was like, neat, I'm going to borrow that. But then my teacher stopped me, like physically stopped me, and said that they were not in my age range and pointed me more towards like picture books and stuff like that. And I'm like, I literally read those at home. Of course, they wouldn't believe me because, as you know, I exaggerate everything and I'm a liar. You know the drill when you don't comply to the mold they want you to fit in. After a while they complained that I wouldn't do my homework. Well, what's the point of doing my homework? I'm going to be punished for it anyway. Shiro doesn't do her homework. What's the point? When I do it, I get accused of cheating. Or I didn't do it slow enough, or... Like, I literally got punished for not doing my homework once while my hand was on my homework. Like, I was in 4th grade. My teacher asked me if I did my homework, and I said, and I quote, "Yes, just a min." Word didn't even finish coming out of my mouth. She got all mad, accused me of not doing my homework. So what's the frickin' point? Like, I literally said yes. My hand was not closed on the paper. Sharon, you didn't do your homework. You're gonna stay during recess. Of course, I'm stunned. Because... what's the entire thing is called again? Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. The 4 different ways to react to an attack. And mine is usually freeze. Because I want to take my time and think about what I'm going to say. Or in this case, I am so shocked by the 180. And keep in mind, I am a child. I am a little person. Well, I'm still a little person, but you know what I mean. And this teacher had decided that everything I did was just to make her mad and spite her. So then she tried to humiliate me by writing on the board a sentence for me to analyze. A little girl does not do her homework. Okay, first of all, I'm not a little girl. I'm gender fluid, but that's neither here or there. And of course, she wrote in front of the whole class to make sure that all the other child knew who to bully. Because that's how Catholic school works. And they all went on their merry way to recess. And I'm still over here holding my homework. So I calmly got up, erased the sentence on the blackboard, and went back to sit down for the rest of the half hour. Of course, she got mad for that too. I mean, if she gets mad for me not doing my homework, which I'm holding, she's gonna get mad for anything, so... Of course, she come back, "Shiro, you didn't, not only did you not do what I asked you to do, you erased the sentence off of the board." And I said yes. And you know why? And then I slammed my homework on her desk, because the little girl, she did her homework. I was less than pleased. put it politely. You want to know how I graduated from that class? Chickenpox. I didn't do a single final year exam for 4th grade because I was sick with chickenpox, and they passed me anyway because despite being told my entire child life that I was impossibly stupid, I somehow had enough grades to pass 4th grade without doing an exam to prove that I understood what they were teaching me. Uh-huh. So I'm stupid, huh? Right. Pull the other one. Now, apparently, this is purely speculation at this point. I have a genius IQ, but I do not know what it is, because apparently the social worker that gave me the IQ test didn't want me to know my IQ, because then he thought I would lord it over the other kids and like get the big head and stuff like that. I might have grown a little bit of confidence, but we can't have that now, can we? No, instead I passed most of my life believing that I was hopelessly stupid. Turns out that, no, I just have ADHD. And if y'all are sick of hearing me complain about my childhood, well, good on you for having a good childhood. I'm gonna complain about mine. Because it's my stream and I do what I want. There's only so much I can say about art before it devolves into who I am as a person. Because, yeah, I'm full of spite. I believe I deserve my spite. I deserve to live my anger over all those people that failed me. Because that's another thing I was not allowed to exist, of course. Les enfants, faut que ce soit vu, mais pas entendu. So, yes, I'm going to be very vocal about it. Because it's still a very big problem that is not really addressed. Bullying in school. because then that person will carry that trauma with them well into their adult years. And bullies will often carry the bullying thing also well over in their adult years. And then it will translate into abuse in the workplace. And I'm not here for that. It needs to be talked about, not swept under the carpet. So that's why I always talk about it so much. It's not like I stay up at night thinking about this person and that person that were shit to me. But I am saying that I am using what happened to me to encourage kids to tell on people. And not just tell a teacher and think it's fixed. No. The way most school systems are set up, they're not gonna do anything about it themselves. Or they're gonna blame you. What did you do to provoke? And then that opens a whole other can of worm over sexual harassment, but we're not talking about that today. What did you do to provoke the other person into hitting you? And of course they say nothing, because they did nothing. Like, there was some times I was literally just walking around in the recess parking lot. Literally, that's what it was a parking lot. And then suddenly somebody would just sneak up on me and punch me. And once I was down, some of them even kicked me on ice. I still got the scars on my skull. And then the teachers and the principal would turn around. What did you do? I didn't do anything. You must have done something, because we're certainly not going to punish whoever punched you. And like, ignore it, they will go away. They don't go away. Okay? Let's get this one thing clear. Bullies will not go away if you ignore them. Bullies will escalate things until they get killed. Okay? They get their entertainment from reactions, true. But if there's no reaction, they're just going to keep going and go. They're gonna get bored. They don't get bored. They got nothing else to do. So until the schools decide to actually do something about bullying, well, you're gonna have to beat up a couple assholes. And whatever nasty things they tell you to try and beat you up morally, that's bullshit. They're projecting. They're projecting their own insecurities on you. Quite clearly. And I mean, of course, there's going to be the people, yeah, well, they have a terrible life at home. Oh, might be a cause, but it's not an excuse, okay? Could not care less. I swear I'm trying to care less, but no. You want me to fix my problems? Well, my problems is currently on the seesaw. So if you could, like, encourage them to stop hitting me, I can assure you my behavior will improve. I mean, it only makes sense. What time is it? Oh, yeah. We're doing good time. We're doing good time. Gonna get out my beige because that part of the house is very beige. And you all know I have terrible dislike of beige. There it is. The obligatory mistake. There we go, I think. Yeah. Had a little bit of an MC Etcher thing going on for a second. And for those thinking, Cheryl, don't condone violence. Well, I have no choice. Because bullies aren't interested in talking, they're just interested in inflicting pain. But if you can prove that you can beat them up, they're gonna stop. The whole point is getting them to stop. Of course, it's not a free pass for you to bully other people. I'm just saying talking doesn't fucking work. And if you have adults telling you that violence is not the answer, well, they used to be bullies as kids. And they don't want their own kids to be hit. You gotta nip this bullshit in the bud. Are you serious? Okay then, if you're going to be difficult. That's definitely going to be the tagline of this comic. And this is why Mom is going to be the first one to die in the zombie apocalypse. That's a BG. Oh, somebody liked my Final Fantasy VI comic on campus. That's nice. Thank you. That's appreciated. So for those that are curious, the shape that I usually do my speech bubbles in is called a squircle. It's an actual thing. And you want that over an oval. Ovals will end up too pinched. Case in point. See that doesn't feel organic. And if you have a lot of stuff to say, then you end up with something like this. And it's terrible! Just like Lex Luthor stealing 40 cakes. Do you want to be Lex Luthor stealing 40 cakes? No. So make squircles. And that's your Shiro advice for today. To avoid a life of crime, make squircles. So I don't know if I told you guys, my mom had a cognitive test not long ago because she was worried that she was getting Alzheimer's or Parkinson. Turns out she doesn't pay attention. Long story short, good news, Mom is not going senile. She just has a ADHD, which she already knew, but since she never had a name for it before, just thought she was going senile. And I was like, I know you're not going senile because you've always been this way. It's not an old mom thing. It's you being you. You're not going senile. And she's not. She's just easily distracted. Because she had trouble with her memory and she wasn't paying attention and she thought that was a new thing, and I'm like, no, 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 you've always been like this. Look at it. That tail is not supposed to be there. See what I was saying about ADHD and not paying attention? 'Cause guess what? I got it too! How do you work with that, Shiro? With great difficulty! Alright, I think we're done. Finish this up with a nice fat burp. And the usual end card. And another burp that's coming. Hang on. Okay, I think I'm good. So, of course, extra special thanks to my patrons on Patreon, Amber B, Jeff B, Paul K. Your continued support is immensely appreciated. Probably going to take a little break before I get to into the sketch cards, because I do not want to hurt my back. I am still an old fart. Thank you for watching.